Hi, thank you for joining us. My name is Will Salus. I'm the Vice President of Product and Technology at Opteon.
Hi, I'm Stacy Caprioli, Chief Appraiser at Opteon.
Today we're going to look at the Sites section and see how that relates to 3.6 and our legacy forms. Stacy, when taking a look at the Sites section, what sticks out to you?
There are two new sections on this reporting page. One being you're going to have to input an APN description. So you can see on this one, this was a single family residential with land with dwelling. There are going to be other descriptions on the use of the land that will come in a drop-down format, such as land with dwelling, condominium, land with improvement, etc. So you're going to have those options. That is not going to be free-formed, which is a nice feature to be able to choose what you have. There will be an option to put other and then describe it in a section that comes up as addenda. So keep that in mind. If it is not in the drop-down list, you will have that option to input. Additional to that is you're going to see that there is a new drop-down for property use, which is going to be displayed when the site owned in common is indicated as no on the prior page, which we had touched on. So when it is yes, the non-residential use would have to be identified there. In that case, commercial space such as included in a condominium or in a co-op building is going to be reported. That's going to expand out in some project information sections. So the property use is somewhat, in this case, replacing the location that we had seen prior in 2.6. It's going to start giving us more information on the actual use, on the use of the land, and how that subject property is framed out.
We also see a number of parcels. Typically in 2.6, the legacy format, we would combine parcels, acreage, all in one data field. It wasn't really structured to handle multiple parcels. Now that is. You can disclose the amount of parcels that are there, and then we disclose them in a table below separately. So your APN numbers, your parcel size, those are all listed separately and gives us more clarity as to what is being evaluated and what's included within that deed. We also see some changes with the property access. The property access gives us a little more clarity rather than just talking about the main road or an alleyway. We see how you can actually access that property and if it affects the property or its marketability. Stacy, when you're taking a look at that, how do you see that provide more clarity?
I think this is a great addition for us. So it can give us a differing view of that property from an all-encompassing area around it. And in this case, the property access is going to somewhat replace the street scene. So what you'll want to do with that photo is you're going to want to show in your street scene, not just the street that the property is located on, but the access to the property. So you'll be able to see if there is an alley. You'll be able to see if there is a public street. And you'll be able to identify the primary access that is for that property, which is always required. You're also going to see that there's going to be a lot of different drop downs for different types of access. So even things like the cul-de-sac is going to be identified here. If the property is located on a dead end or if it's on a rural road, that's going to be a good drop down for us to be able to identify in some of those photos and in our descriptions.
It's a great example of seeing where we have more data to collect, but it isn't necessarily difficult data to collect. Typically, these are things that appraisers would include in an addendum or in their description of that property. So as we continue into 3.6, we'll see that this does change, but it also takes away from how much addendum and commentary we need to write in an unstructured manner. For more information, please visit our landing page for 3.6.